If you're in the live chat, there's a lot of reverb on that. If you're on the live chat, just send a message, let me know you're there. I think the stream's looking good. Let me know how it sounds also, and I can kind of adjust that. But I'm just practicing here. If anybody's in here right now, I'm not sure. It says one viewer, so maybe my mom or dad's in here. But yeah, just gonna do some practicing. Let me close this down here. Got it. Okay. Chris, thanks. Well, thanks for coming into my Monday morning music live stream and checking out me practicing. I don't know, maybe it's a good way to wake up on a Monday morning. Maybe it's maybe you're at work and you're just working and I'm in the background and it's nice background music. Maybe you're meditating. I don't know. But I'll be doing this every Monday. I'm gonna try to do it every single Monday, starting at 8:30, and then just practice for about an hour. You know, if people kind of show up and they keep showing up, and it sort of develops into something, I don't know, collaborative or interactive, then we could do that too. Thanks for the inspiration. I have to run. All right, Chris, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Cool. That's awesome. Thanks for coming. All right. I need to play some scales. Yeah, so this is my second week doing this Monday morning music live stream, and it's just like I said, me practicing. But I have students like in this adult class I teach on Tuesdays, where we play songs and strum and learn different chords and that sort of thing. So if you're interested in that, you can join that class. Ask me. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll send you a sign-up link or some information on it. All right. The piece I just played, I don't know if people are hanging out listening. Again, thanks for coming to the live stream. The piece I just played was a study by Matteo Carcassi, who was an Italian composer from the classical period. And he wrote these 25 studies that sort of are standard repertoire for guitarists, for classical guitarists to learn, and I play them all the time. They're really good. When I was studying with the Romeros, they would always want me to play these. But my first lesson and my last lesson with Celine, I remember him saying, "Play me Carcassi number 1." Play me Carcassi number 1. So maybe I'll play Carcassi number 1 right now. That's a great study. There's so many parts to it. You have scales, but there's two voices there. There's this voice, which sustains underneath that, and then it drones, climbs up. So it's kind of a cool part with the scales. Then you have all the chords. Chords at the end. Simple, but you want to hear this. And above every other note. Right. If you just came into the live stream, thanks for coming in to hang out. This is my Monday morning music live stream. I just practice and chat with people. I had a guy from my adult music class come in. That class is on Tuesdays from 10 to noon. If you're interested, let me know, and I can get you some information on it. You can go to my website, billjonesmusic.co, and you can sign up there. You can leave a tip there even, or listen to some more music. So I played Carcassi number 2. Then I played Carcassi number 1. This is Carcassi number 3. So, sometimes things are out of order. This is a good one though. This one is, they're all really good. This one gets played a lot at weddings. another good one. Simple melodies, you know, simple melodies. Yeah, it's really nice. This is the cool part. This note kind of hangs out for a while. So those are 3 Carcassi pieces. Thanks for coming again to the live stream, checking it out. Looks like we got a couple listeners in here. If you're in the live chat and you want to just say hi, you know, it's interesting playing and talking to nobody. Well, to the camera, right? So kind of new, but this is my second week doing this live stream. But maybe being on Zoom over the last year a lot, you just kind of get used to talking to yourself. So I'm just gonna continue practicing. If you're in the live stream and you want to say hi, let me know. If you like what you hear and you want to drop some change in the tip jar, you can go to my website, billjonesmusic.co, and click tip jar. You can pay Venmo or PayPal, Square, any of that stuff. I do have some songs on Spotify. If you listen to Spotify, I did a movie score for pretty much just solo guitar instrumental, but for a documentary on the artist James Hubble. And if you go to Spotify, and there's probably a few Bill Joneses, but if you find me on there, you can listen to that. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me play some more music here. Just getting the fingers warmed up, you know. I played it a lot this weekend on my steel string, and this coming weekend, actually, I'm playing at a street fair with a violinist. So we're playing in the street fairs at in City Heights. It's called Music in La Calle. So if you're interested in that, I can send you a link to that too. Or maybe I'll put that on my website. Thanks for coming again to the live stream. First, a study by Fernando Sor in the key of C major. Another simple, nice little melody, kind of getting the fingers just going, and then sort of like a Blackbird type of thing, but it's a piece by Robert Schumann. I don't really pronounce the German word, but it means just a simple little melody is the title. It's a little melody, little song. It's really a nice little piece. And then you get the. They kind of go together well. I'm gonna tune this up here real quick. Thanks again for coming into the live stream. I'm doing this every Monday morning. I'm calling it Monday Morning Music for now. It's just a practice live stream. You come on in and say hi. Hey, Mom, thanks for saying it sounds good. And, maybe this is a good way to start the week. I don't know. It is for me. So if anybody, if you just want to chat about anything about, music related, we can do that. If you've listened to some of my YouTube videos, and you have like a request, like, oh, that would be cool if you played that song, you can, feel free to let me know. You can leave the message in the live chat. You can send me a message or comment on this video later. Let me tune this a little bit better here. So yeah, if you like what you hear, if you want to leave a tip or something, how do we share the live stream? That's a good question. I think here, you know what? I can share the live stream. I'm gonna share it to my Facebook page. Here, I can put this link in the chat right here. Let me do that. Here we go. Here is the link to the live stream. Let me know if that works. And so I'm kind of figuring out how to do this all. I've been watching other people's live streams and seeing what people do, and everyone says just to get started, and just to do it, especially if you're a musician, you just go on there and play. Like, that's what you want to do anyway, so we just play. I practice every day anyway, and some of the practice sounds good. Let me do this piece. As I play during my practice, I usually have sort of like a set routine that I go through. Warm-ups, scales, maybe some simple pieces or etudes. I didn't do some of the warm-ups, so I may just do some of those right now, just a little bit. They're not very melodic. Let me just do a few here. This is where So you're just trying to get, like, independence between the fingers. Move fingers accurately that you don't normally move accurately. We're good with these two fingers, but the third and fourth, it's just tricky. And then to kind of maintain some rhythm and some tone, like a nice tone at the same time. Let me try this piece here. That's Etude Number 1 by Villalobos. That's a great one. I remember learning Recuerdos de la Alhambra, this really famous piece, a tremolo piece, and not in trying to find sort of like how to play. Hey Sergio, hey, good to see you. Nice to see you doing live streams. Absolutely. Trying it out. I'm gonna do this every Monday. My Monday morning music live stream. It's sort of a practice thing, but basically just get the week started with some music. Real early enough, I guess. So yeah, that piece that I just played, Etude Number 1. You don't, the way that the Romeros showed me to play it, you don't use your ring finger at all. And in the tremolo piece I was learning, it was all ring finger that I was struggling with. But they asked me to play this piece, and just going through it, and it was really how I ended up being with my thumb. So a lot of people play this piece, and the thumb should really just fall. So I guess the idea is like it's economy of motion, not doing a whole lot, not pushing through the strings, but just letting it fall, and then the other fingers kind of make the melody. So this thumb, it's not doing a whole lot. It's hard to not do that much. It's hard to just, and then as you play it, you get a hard chord. You start to tense, and then you start to push, but you just need to relax through the whole thing. At least for me, this is how I do it. A lot of repeats in here. Every measure is supposed to repeat. That part's cool because you get to do this. You get to rake or drag the finger. Some people don't do that. I was just like, I'm gonna try this out. So you get this. Yeah, great piece. Villalobos, if you're not familiar with them, everybody knows Villalobos. Okay. Maybe it's time for Carcassi number 7. That's always a good one. That's the tremolo piece. That is the tremolo. Cool piece. Has almost like a delay. It is a delay. It's like a delay effect. Some people say like a waterfall or something, or like water sounding, like a wave maybe. But yeah, you get the delay effect. That's so cool. Yeah, it is delay. Natural delay. That's really cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Bart's in there too. He says, hey, Mari, that's awesome. This is so cool. Well, what a good way to start the week. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. This is awesome. I really like this. That study is number 7 out of the Carcassi studies. So they're sort of like staples. Those are like, maybe like eating your vitamins. I always say eating your vitamins and vegetables to my students, and my students are like, I love vegetables. What's wrong with eating vegetables? So, but maybe that's like old school now. I don't know. But this Carcassi studies, that's like eating your vitamins, kind of, if you play guitar. Scales and studies like that. And you slow it. It's supposed to sound like, because the notes on the guitar, they don't sustain like a violin or piano if you have the pedal down. They kind of die. You hear the note, it may be nice, and then it decays. So with tremolo, it's supposed to sound like a sustained note, or imitate that. Right? So it's hard. It's hard to make it sound like that, and a lot of times with tremolo, it starts to gallop. Like if you get too fast, it can get out of control. And so you really want to, one of the tricks I've heard from a lot of people is to play it super staccato, super short. And it trains your finger to get back to the string fast, or like under control maybe. A lot of tricks. But then you get a lot of chords. This is a great study. I'm going to play it one more time. Hope you guys don't mind. Number 7, there are 25. I don't know if there's guitar players out there. Sergio is still here or not, but yeah. Opus 60 is the Carcassi opus that all those studies are in. All right, what should we go to next? Let's just run through the list here. Let me start this over here. All right, here we go. Yeah, this practicing pieces like this. Oh, there you go. Very nice. Any recommendation for starting off practicing tremolo? Well, Carcassi 7's really good, but here, when you're practicing tremolo, this is what I like to do. Even if you have so you do something like this just to get started. Maybe this is too simple, but you want to have your thumb on, say, the top string, and we'll just do the 2 outside strings, E and then E. So you go thumb, ring. Let's see if I can show you this a little bit better. Thumb, ring, middle, index, just on the same one. Just play it short. Kind of like that. You can play chords, take a C chord and go. Really, you want the metronome too. So, not to get too into teaching, but this is kind of cool. Thanks for asking that question. So for me, 80 is always a good starting practice tempo. And you kind of start it up and you go. And just play on the first string to start, because you're not going to hit other strings in front of it. And then just. Same thing with your thumb falling. Thumb falling. Then you do that for like an hour maybe for like 1 hour. And then you click it up to 85 beats per minute, and then you go. And you're a little bit faster. You do that for another hour. And then before you know it, you'll be up to this like. So you just work your way up a little bit. I don't know if that's helpful. That's kind of how I started, and really like breaking things down. You don't even need a chord. You just want the coordination of the right hand where it's steady and under control. steady, under control, and relaxed. A lot of times when you play fast or when you play things like this where you have to really focus, you end up tensing, or I do. And I've seen other guitarists do this too, where you get really tense through here, and that just makes it much harder. So just in general, when you're playing stuff like that, I would say breathe and just be aware of like, okay, I'm just gonna relax. Try to stay relaxed. You know, when you see like a good athlete or something do what they do, and it just looks effortless, you kind of want to practice like that. You know, so you slow it down, so you're not really trying. You're listening and just going through the muscle memory. You know. And then you speed it up slowly, and hopefully it's still effortless, hopefully. But not say you don't make a good face like you're trying hard. That's a good question. I could ramble on about music stuff, like tremolo, for a long time. So that's that. And then Carcassi number 7 or a study like that would be the place to start, and just do one measure if you're starting with tremolo. Just one measure. Real slow, under control. Staccato. I've heard, I think it's Scott Tennant from USC, the LA Guitar Quartet. He puts like either a towel, like a washcloth under the strings right here. I've seen Pepe put like styrofoam, and so it raises the strings a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to push through, and then when you take it out, supposedly you can maybe play a little bit faster. Yeah, you just got to put the reps in. It's a lot of time, a lot of slow playing, and a lot of time for sure. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because tremolo is one of those things that can be kind of maybe elusive a little bit. Cool. Well, this is great. I'm just going to continue here. Thanks again for coming to the live stream. We got a couple viewers still in here, or listeners. Maybe you're listening. I'm going to play this piece. It's Marietta. It's a piece by Francisco Tárrega. And it starts with this grace note. A lot of his pieces start with these grace notes. You know, and it's, if you miss it, it's sort of like if you started a speech or something and you just, you know, stumbled over the first line of the speech. It's like, it doesn't set it up well, you know? And then you have to recover right off the bat. So I always practice the beginning quite a bit. Try to hear that right in my head before. So you're going, you know, you can kind of land on the beat. That's a good one. That's another good one. A lot of cool parts in there. that kind of thing. Right, the note is C, but we can't just play C, we have to ornament it, right, which is kind of cool. All that kind of stuff. So all those little things, like it's a short piece, you have this A-B type of form, and then you have these ornaments that really just need to be played clean. It makes a big difference. So it's slurs, right? Hammer-ons. I always try to think of hammer-ons and pull-offs as just one hand. Like you don't need that other hand. If you can make the sound with just one hand, then when you add the other one in, it's just that much cleaner. So it's hard to do, and it's sort of like if you were hammering something, you don't need to like wind up and then come at it real hard. You just need to be pretty precise, and maybe not stop, not feel like your finger's stopping at the neck, but it's going into the neck, like with the nail you kind of push in, like you're pushing it in, and then when you pull off, you're just plucking. So that's sort of like the idea is just a left hand pizzicato. There was a violinist at SDSU that was talking to me about slurs, and he's like, do you ever think of it as like just a left hand pizzicato? I'm like, no, but that's a great idea. That's a great way to think of it. So maybe everybody thinks of it like that, and I just learned that late, but you just pluck, hammer, pluck, hammer. It seems simple, but you got to get control of the fingers and all that stuff. But I guess the whole idea is just to keep things simple. Yeah, look at that. We could talk about hammer-ons and I could talk about hammer-ons and pull-offs for the whole morning, and it would still be a great Monday morning music live stream. Cool. Thanks again for coming in and checking this out and listening to my ramblings and the music. And I'll be doing this every Monday at 8:30 Pacific time. Tuesdays I teach a adult music class on Zoom. So if anyone's in here and they wanna learn how to strum some chords, sing some songs, it could be on guitar, ukulele, bass, banjo, mandolin. You could do those. Maybe even keyboard and or piano. And we just all kind of sign on to Zoom. And we have a list of songs, classic tunes from the 60s, 70s, and then we get some 80s and 90s. And I put the chords up on the screen, mute everybody, and then I kind of just play and sing. And everyone plays along, we ask questions, and we play it a few times, put on the metronome, work certain things out. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to do. I enjoy it. We all say at the end that we're kind of exhausted, mentally, but yeah, it's a fun class. I can play Rosita. Yeah, I love that piece. Let's see if I can play it. I don't want to claim let's try it out. Another grace note at the beginning. Okay, so a little bit of Rosita. My favorite part of that one is this second section where it's just really nice to kind of come out of this high first part into a, and really bring that from the bottom up, kind of. And then it gets kind of elegant again for a second. I say elegant. Yeah, right? That's a good part. I used to rush it a lot. I probably still do. That's a great part. I love those sorts of scales. There's one in this Giuliani concerto. It's a piece for violin and guitar, or flute and guitar. It's either one, but it goes. Sort of, it's very classical, but it's nice to play that when you're playing. You inspired me to learn this song. Oh, that's awesome. So cool. And this Giuliani has some good concertos for guitar and violin, or guitar and flute, like I said. You could probably play them as guitar duos or a lot of different things, but the writing's really good, because when the violin's playing, well, obviously the violin is so much louder than the guitar, like a classical acoustic guitar, and so the writing the composition has to be a certain way to where when the violin is not playing, the guitar can kind of match the dynamic. You can't match the dynamics of the violin, but you kind of can get imitated when you're really punching out some high notes. That's kind of that's violinish, a little violin-esque maybe a little bit. I love that part, and there's a good section in there that's. Something kind of like that, but it's a cool little, I don't know, cadenza type of section maybe. Yeah, Giuliani, another really good classical guitar composer. Mauro, like Mario Giuliani. All right. What's another good? Oh, I can play these Tárrega pieces. So Rosita, Marietta. Tárrega was like the grandfather of the classical guitar. He was like Segovia of his day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's sacrilegious to say, but he was probably the Segovia of his day. He's still kind of like a household name in terms of classical guitar, or more so, probably more so. I think when you're a composer, maybe your name lasts longer as a musician. If you just perform and you never wrote anything, your performances, well, I guess they can be captured now, right? So, but you remember the older composers more so than the older performers, I guess they often just did both. So here are a couple more by Tárrega. warmed up now. Thanks again for coming into the Monday morning music, my live stream. We've had a good, we've had some people come in here. Thanks for coming in, Sergio, brother Steven, mom, Chris, and I feel like I'm imagining my buddy Matt or Warren listening. I'm not sure at some point in here. That's how crazy this is. I'm just imagining people listening or watching. All right, let's play some more music here. I was thinking of something during that. There are some more classical things that this is by Fernando Soares. Fernando Soares has this theme and variations that has some really cool parts to it, some cool variations. So I like to practice the whole thing sometimes, but let me start that over. A lot of good variations in that one. Here's something that's kind of a cool technique if you're a guitarist listening. I like this kind of thing, you know, when you sort of like roll a chord, right? So you kind of roll out the notes of the chord, sort of like that. Doing it with just two notes, and you kind of break them, right? So you go, if the notes are... So you kind of break them up, maybe on the first one, maybe on like the high note, the apex, like up there, you go, so they're separated, right? Just to make it kind of more dramatic. You hear this kind of thing in pop music where the band or the bass player and the drummer sort of like, you know, they hit beat one, they hit the beat, and then the singer sings a little bit after or a little bit before. Usually a little bit after, right? So you hear the melody note afterwards. That's another thing where you can kind of easily overuse it or break up the rhythm enough to where there's not a flow anymore. So you really have to sort of like keep that melody, right? Those are written together. A lot of people play them separately. And that may be like an older style of playing. When you listen to the old recordings of classical music, like you hear a lot of vibrato and a lot of maybe exaggerated expression in music. I don't know. It's more so than it seems like today. But that might be one of those things where it's a little more romantic. Hey there, Astra. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. That's the end of that theme and variations. It's an E major chord, right? But you gotta. It's just a nice way to play it. And you got a B7. That's the end of every classical song, right? And you can kind of just keep doing it. So that's that. It's a 5-1, right? Brendan Acker does a version of Lagrima where he does a lot of those little accent. Yeah, he does, huh? It sounds really beautiful. That's cool. Let me make a note of that because I like to, you know, listen to the different versions of that, of those pieces. cool. Thank you so much for recommending that. Very cool. Yeah, I love those parts of Tariga pieces. The little accenting bits. Absolutely, that's so cool. Let's do. Let me play. Well, since I played a lot of Tariga, I'll play this, and maybe this will be the last piece here. Thanks again for coming to my Monday morning music live stream where I practice. I'm gonna do this every Monday morning around starting at 8:30, maybe for about an hour. I don't know if I'm into it and I just need to practice. Then and we're all enjoying it, and we'll just keep going. But 8:30 for about an hour every Monday morning Pacific time. If you like what you hear, if you want to leave a tip or just check out my website, it's billjonesmusic.co. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you aren't already, and check out some of my videos. Leave a comment, and maybe I'll see you next Monday. So thanks again for coming. This has been a lot of fun. It's a really nice way to start the week. All right, here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me on my Monday morning music live stream where I practice and we chat about music. We had some good chats about tremolo and those little accenting bits in Taraga pieces. My nephew was listening. This was so exciting. Chris from my adult school class. If you have any questions or anything, send me a message. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share any of my music with anybody you think might like it. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.